Can I add one thing? Because I'm taking it, because you guys don't read the comments as much as me. I'm taking it from this guy named Chai Sun, who's like, oh, this guy said Justin Fields is better than, or Trey Lance is better than Justin Fields. No, 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 no. I said Justin Fields would not have worked in San Francisco. That's completely independent of how I rank him compared to his peers in his draft class. But there's too many things in his game. I feel like, Jesse, would you agree with me? There's
Bro,
stuff in his
I
game,
talked
in the
about it.
passing
What
game, where it's like
I
Shanahan
told
would not.
right. The reason, and again, we going back to the whole thing, I told you why I thought Trey Lance would be the right pick because of the playbook, because of the under the center, because of the calling his own audibles and protections, all those things, right? And I'm looking at a Shanahan offense and I'm looking at what Trey Lance is doing in college. I'm like, this lines up. And then I'm looking at Justin Fields. And back then I was new to the 49ers community on Twitter, and everybody was Justin Fields, Justin Fields. And I'm like, damn, I'm going against the grain here. Like, I really got to be on my stuff. What are they seeing that I'm not? And I saw the talent in Fields. But one thing that I talked about almost relentlessly back then, I'm like, Kyle is not going to be okay with the way that he holds onto the ball. He holds onto the ball way too long in college, and that could translate in the NFL. And guess what? Thus far, it has completely translated in the NFL. Doesn't mean that he won't improve or that won't change. But Kyle Shanahan, we just showed a video to start this whole thing where a guy who's worked with Kyle says he falls in love and out of love very quickly with players. You don't think that Justin Fields plays and looks the way that he's looked at times in his first 2 years, and Kyle's like, F this dude. He can't even make a throw that I'm telling him is open right in front of him. The same things that we say Trey Lance is having a problem with, Justin Fields also does. So why would it work with Justin Fields and not Trey Lance? It could have also been a disaster.
Right. The running would have helped, though. The running would have helped.
There's also, workout traits and film. Like, Javon Kinlaw is probably the strongest guy on the team, but he doesn't have functional strength against the run. So he just gets moved all the time against the run. You look at Justin Fields. Justin Fields ran 4.4 flat.
Yeah.
He was sacked a ton. So he's got speed, but does he have, escapability? Does he extend plays? You're right. He held the ball too long. That's why he got sacked.
Here's the
so it's like you got to look at the traits and then see like how it translates to the film. Kyle's one of these film guys that the film tells all, and it doesn't matter about your traits really.
Here's the stat that sums it up with Justin Fields, right? In terms of pressure, this percentage of your pressures that led to sacks. So what percentage of the time when you're getting pressured, you're actually getting sacked, right? You would think Justin Fields would be top of the NFL because he's one of the most electric athletes at the quarterback position we've ever seen, right? He would be such a difficult guy to sack. Justin Fields is fourth worst from the NFL in terms of pressure to sack rate. At 27.8% of the time when he gets pressured, he gets sacked. And the two issues that are like why this happens and why it wouldn't work, in my opinion, with Shanahan, despite how special his running is and how special his throwing can be if he keeps making the improvements he seems to be making, is because one, he doesn't take available throws when they're there. It's the Trey Lance issue where he hesitates. And two, he, as good as his running is, instinctively, he moves himself into pressure a lot in that tight space and confined space. And these are just things like when we're saying, hey, why isn't Trey Lance playing? And why is Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy, these guys, like fundamentally, these guys were cleaner at little things like that, where Justin Fields is a supreme athlete, special talent, but those little fundamentals that we're talking about that the Niners seem to really care about with their quarterback because they want him to play within the system and within the system first, it matters in this conversation.